Hey guys, it's Lee here from Click Studios, bringing you a video on a new addition to our remote session launcher. As of build 8204, we have support for SQL Connections, and you can now establish connections to database servers using Microsoft SQL Management Studio tools. Traditionally, you would open SQL Management Studio tools and make a manual connection like this, which can be time-consuming and a little bit tedious. If you are familiar with our remote session launcher, you'll notice you can automate remote desktop sessions or SSH connections without having to enter a username and password. Our new addition brings two new SQL buttons when accessing hosts, which can launch the SQL Management Studio tools automatically. For this to work, you will need to have configured your host as a SQL server. You'll need SQL Management Studio tools installed on your desktop. You'll also need to uninstall and reinstall the remote session launcher from the host home area in Passwordstate, and please ensure you manually delete the remote session launcher folder from program files if the Windows uninstaller didn't do this automatically. Finally, you'll need to configure a remote session credential to support SQL Connections, and in my example here I've configured my credential to link to a local SQL account called Passwordstate_user. If you then click on your host, you'll notice that I'll be connecting with my Passwordstate_user account, and to launch a session, simply click the Auto Launch button. SQL Management Studio tools will launch automatically, and if we zoom in here you'll see that I'm connected with the appropriate user. Alternatively, in the remote session credential you can leave the link to credential field blank. What will happen now is the remote session launcher will attempt to connect to the database as the user you are currently logged into your Windows desktop with. Now that I've saved my remote session credential with the blank field, you can see that the account appears as the name of the remote session credential. If I launch a new connection, it connects using my domain account, which is halox/lsand. Next, if we go back into the remote session credential screen, we can link it to a domain account that has permissions to log into your SQL server. The account I've created for this is Louise Kelsey, and if we go back to our host and launch another new session, you'll see that we're connected to the database as halox/lkels. Finally, if you're using named instances for your SQL server, our remote session launcher can handle this too. What we'll need to do is go back into our host and we'll add in an instance to our server. For this example, I'm using the default instance, which is MS SQL Server, and if I now go back to my host and make another new connection, you'll see that we're connected to that instance on the database server. So thanks for watching, and that's a brief tutorial on how to use our new SQL feature in our remote session launcher. We hope this helps speed up your daily tasks, and if you have any queries about this at all, please contact us on support@clickstudios.com.au.